Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Adriane, your quantum love coach. In this video, I want to talk about change and how it affects us and how we like it and how we do not like it. And when I say change, then it's the resistance to accept that particular things in our evolution come to an end, and maybe it is part of the greater wisdom to accept that something new has to come into our life. Now, some people can be addicted to change. Some people can have the feeling, oh, I cannot stay long in a relationship or be with something or someone too long because I get bored and then I need to change it again. And then those who are very, very, abandonment, scared, and have these kind of feelings that if they're alone, then the world is not the same anymore. Now, often these types find each other, The person with abandonment issues finds the person that is actually not particularly able to deal with the changes too well, and then decides to change anyway and run off the relationship and be a little bit, unavailable for a while. And often these people come back, and then we have all these traumas of change, and the quality of the relationship actually never can solidify or really, ground itself into a full fundamental existential, quantum space in which we can relate the way we authentically and deeply fulfilling desire. So I want to really emphasize that understanding that the time before birth, that's the third cauldron, is responsible for our ability to deal or not deal with change. It is a time of change when we are in the womb of our mother and be prepared to get ready for, going through the birth canal and becoming independent beings, living and breathing in our very own body. That is a scary thing. We don't know how scary this is when we are in the womb, because our consciousness from a mental plane will not be involved in that, but certainly from a higher consciousness, because our soul knows. So, on a soul path of choosing to have not stability and have not long-lasting relationships, or being very reluctant to let new things and changes that are necessary to grow and to develop ourselves happen, in order to deal with that, we want to really look deeply what the time before our birth was like. How did our parents communicate together when we were prepared for, how were we physically situated? Were we still head up and feet down, or was the process of our body turning from head up to moving into the birth canal and getting ready for the actual birth process? How healthy and how happily and sufficient did this actually happen? Me, myself, being a preech baby and having had a very, very traumatic, very own labor, my heart stopped in that third cauldron. I was actually probably heart death for quite some time before I was delivered. And in my very own process, only 2 weeks ago, when I took the group through this wonderful illuminating intimacy process, I revisited the deep terror my soul was experiencing to be disconnected from this body, from this being, still in the womb of my mother, maybe not making it to survive. Okay, that was very, very insightful. I do this work since 8 years. I developed Illuminating Quantum Intimacy and the concept of quantum intimacy 2011, 2012. So I, as my very own creator of this work, having the profound experience 7, 8, 9 years later, to learn that there is still particles of my very own soul evolution that needed that healing, was profoundly awakening. So I just share this with you because I can tell a lot of stories of my very own life the life of my children, the life of my parents, and the life of my ancestors, that give clear evidence to what the philosophy of the quantum intimacy work related to the cauldrons, related to the conditioning and the karmic consequences we are living as adults, as loving beings in relationships today, and how they relate to our love life ultimately. And we can change this love life, and once again, change can be something very positive and empowering, but too much change can also distract us from the opportunity to be very happy, very grounded, very, very committed, and very, very thankful and grateful in a graceful relationship with someone we love. I hope this inspires you. I look forward to meeting you in one of my processes in the future. There's an online way to purchase Illuminating Quantum Intimacy, or coming to Bali, or seeing me online and having this as a one-to-one process in your personal, in your private coaching with me. I'm looking forward to our connection. Have a fantastic day. Namaste from paradise.